brand new 300-mile Lost Sierra Trail will connect 15 communities from Tahoe to Lassen.
This trail could be a game changer in the Sierra.
Huge.
Like the Sierra, people got mad because Sierras. I always say Sierras. The Sierra Nevada mountain range has all these different towns up high in elevation, but not like super high up into the mountains. And what the plan is to do this 300-mile trail that weaves through the mountains from Truckee to Reno, all through Sierraville, all the way up to Chester, Susanville, Westwood, the Lassen area. So it basically goes from Tahoe to Lassen on this. Basically, I mean, a lot of people go up there, but it's sort of an undiscovered area of Northern California, right? And it pays homage to the Gold Rush era mail delivery route. And hikers.
Do you think there's going to be like landmarks, like saying like at this point I liked the mail route. I like the historic.
You would imagine that they would do that.
I didn't see anything about that, and I was curious.
And it's currently in its infancy stage, right? This is being done with the Sierra Buttes Trail Stewardship, which is working under a grant from the Sierra Nevada Conservancy. And this it's going to be a trail open to anyone, which is interesting because that never really works out. You have hikers, mountain bikers, moto riders, equestrians, trail runners, and everyone in between. So it's hard for mountain bikers and, moto riders to coexist with backpackers and hikers.
1,000%.
That's the one. And that's the major problem with this plan. Although since it's the obvious problem, I think they'll be able to mitigate it somehow. I'm not sure.
Sure. Yeah, no, when I saw this, I was shocked to see the motor bike accessibility. And before I watched the video, I assumed that it was going to be kind of a wider trail than most normal walking trails, because I was assuming they would take it would be big enough for a quad. But once I watched the video, it looks more like it's kind of motorcycle, like narrower vehicles, as opposed to a quad might not be as, it might be a quad might be a little bit too wide for that narrower type trail. But you don't hear a lot of these trails that are kind of promoted and publicized that offer the ability for motorbikes to kind of do it. And so that's really exciting. These communities are beautiful areas, and they all could use the additional tourism. And that's really what this comes down to, is every single one of the 15 communities has access to like a road from that trail, so people can go resupply. They can, connect with loved ones for a couple of days if they want to. And I just thought it was awesome.
The trail's supposed to connect to each of these towns, quote unquote, main street.
Right.
So it is a huge economic, it brings huge money into these. Some of these are really small towns. The towns are, I think there's 15, Truckee, Loyalton, Sierraville, Sierra City, Downeyville. Downeyville is world famous for its mountain biking. Quincy, Gregel, Portola, Taylorsville, Greenville, Jonesville, Chester, Westwood, Susanville, and Reno. And what a lot of people don't talk about with these trail projects is the economic impact of it. And it's something that we scream at the mountaintops because, people don't understand that our outdoor destinations are huge economic drivers. And a lot of people want these places to themselves. They want them empty, which is fair. But at the same time, there's a lot of people who eat because of these different destinations, who feed their family because of these destinations. And part of this Lost Sierra Trail plan is to create like some sort of passport where each town you go in, you get a stamp, whether it be a business or whatever, to incentivize the travelers to visit all 15 different communities and boost the economy through outdoor tourism. So
I also love that idea about it, the marketing push on that front. And I think that a good thing to talk about when it comes to the accessibility of kind of the main streets of these communities is, if you've never gone backpacking, so like we got the John Muir Trail, we got the Pacific Crest Trail, famous trails in Northern California. there are not as accessible areas to the main streets of towns where people can go resupply. So planning out those stops along those long trails becomes a little bit more tedious. This is making it much more accessible to people. Also, again, when you're able to take like a motorcycle on this trail, you can cover a lot more land.
Yep.
So also, and you can see this video on the website Active NorCal on the article. The video, you watched it, right?
Yep.
Incredible.
Great. Yeah.
So well done. It made me. I was excited when I read about it, but then when I watched the video, it got me even more excited.
It's so important in the early stages of these projects to get support from the public, because that's going to be a driver. I mean, these things cost a lot of money, right? So they need the financing to be able to not only, create this plan, but to actually execute the trail, execute, this idea of going into Main Street like they have, and then ongoing upkeep of the trail and cleaning and everything like that, outdoor infrastructure, if you will. So there's a lot to this, and who knows when this is going to come. I mean, we've been talking about the 300-mile trail from San Francisco to Humboldt for years, and I mean they said they started on it, but I don't know if that's actually true, So these things take a long time, but there is this growing mindset in Northern California to boost the economy through outdoor tourism, and this is one of the ways we'll do that. The other trail, the 300-mile, which I forget the name of, rail trail.
I have no idea.
The rail trail. Sorry, but there's all these trails that they're developing where visitors can come from Japan, they can come from Europe, they can come from the East Coast, hike all these places, spend their money in Northern California, especially at these smaller outposts, these smaller communities. And to me, why we do what we do is these places are the best part of Northern California, right? So why not bring tourists here to enjoy it as well?
Totally. And
bring money to everyone. So this is a cool project. Again, there's no current timetable for construction or completion of the project, but it's in the works, and I know they need public support. So whatever that means, go support them publicly.